a Boston player. I wonder what he'll do when Boston turns on him. Now, here's the none of this shouldn't be based on how much money you make. Hosmer's back end of his deal, actually, his money goes down. He signed a front-loaded deal, so he still do 3 years, $13 million a year. He can opt out after this year. I think he'd be pretty stupid too. I would just take that money and be that 450 at bat. Like I said, 1470 guy.
I wouldn't. I would take that money and have an ankle injury, quote unquote, every spring training and just collect my checks.
I don't blame him for not wanting to leave San Diego. They got a pretty good situation going.
Number 3.
Walk through today for the Raiders as they get ready for the trip to Canton Hall of Fame weekend. They play in the Hall of Fame game on Thursday. What's the latest line update on that? I saw it was 1 this morning.
Jaguars 1.5, kind of bouncing back and forth, 30.5 the total.
Some things to watch in the game. Oh, here we go. The depth chart is out. This means everything, doesn't it?
Please don't do this.
This means everything. Cleve Furl on the 2 line.
What?
At defensive end. How is Trey Mullen the 7th cornerback?
I have no idea. By the way, how is Cleve Furl the number 2 player at his position? And we haven't seen him in practice since he got hurt. So I don't know how he's moved up or down anywhere.
This was quite the depth chart.
It's preposterous.
I don't know what's going on here.
Silly.
Don't read too much into it.
Alex Leatherwood without a first-team rep in weeks, and he's the first-team right tackle. Wonderful. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. But they put out a depth chart because they had to.
What is the D-tackle rotation? Because right now, the D-tackles are listed as Billings and Bilal Nichols, who's not available. Behind them, Lancaster, Pecco, Butler, Vickers. Who's playing D-tackle in this game?
Jonathan Hankins is like the 12th defensive tackle. It's ridiculous. And he's, again, on PUP, so he can't play anyway. Neither is Nichols. I don't know. I have no idea who's going to be playing and who's going to be out there.
I still want to get you on the record now on running back. Go ahead.
On who's going to play?
Yeah. Is Zamir White ready to play already?
By the way, defensive tackle, I'll just say Billings probably will not play. Billings has been the starter. Like he looks like he's going to be the starter right now with Nichols. And Hankins is not out there. They're not eligible to play right now. So he's ready to start, so he probably won't play in the game. Running back wise, I can't imagine Josh Jacobs plays. I would imagine Kenyon Drake doesn't play either. They probably want to get some carries for Zamir White. Britton Brown has been practicing, so I don't think it's.
By the way, Drake and Brown were listed as like 5'6" on the running back line.
Wonderful. Don't stop.
Please post it. I want to see you bicker with people over the depth chart and what it means.
Who knows? Like Jakob Johnson doesn't need preseason, but he's like the only fullback, so he'll probably be out there if they have formations that they want to see a fullback, I suppose. Brandon Bolden, I don't think needs any preseason. He knows the system very well. He's been in it for a long time. I would imagine quite a bit of Zamir White that you're going to see. But who knows?
A lot of what the running backs, I'm not going to say they need to do anything, but the pass game is going to be important for running backs to get on the field.
Yeah, for sure. And by the way, a lot of throwing to Josh Jacobs in training camp that we've noticed.
I've been asking for that, right, over the years?
But here's the thing. Why? I agree with you. Get him the ball in space. Let him run. But now you bring in Kenyon Drake is one of the better receiving backs in the NFL. He's been here last year, obviously, but he's still on the roster. Brandon Bolden has specialized in that throughout his career. No question about it. It's like you've got guys that do that job better. So, yes, get Josh Jacobs the ball in space more and let him operate. But a lot of these guys are going to be involved. We saw that chart that came out last week that I posted from PFF that the Patriots have the least amount of games where the lead back gets the most amount of carries. Basically, they have the most varied attack in terms of running backs that get the ball, and I think that's going to continue here.
Number 2.
So big news of the day in the NFL, actually not Deshaun Watson. It almost felt like a news dump to get Deshaun Watson out of the headlines. Stephen Ross, this isn't good for the NFL. Stephen Ross smashed by the league for tampering with Tom Brady on 2 different occasions, 2019, 2022. He was fined $1.5 million. He's been docked a first-round pick and a third-round pick. And the other conclusion that came out of the investigation is that all that stuff that Ross potentially offered Brian Flores money to lose games a couple of years ago, he apparently was joking about that. No one could take that seriously. Oh, he did it. But he was joking. I saw Andrew Brandt, who was a longtime NFL exec, said, wait, so the NFL found that Stephen Ross did say something to Flores about paying him $100,000 per game to lose, but, quote, It was not intended to be a serious offer. Of course, owners joke about that kind of thing all the time to their coaches.
Ba-dum-bum. Great one.
And then Stephen Ross releases a statement. He's like, we're exonerated. We never tried to fix games. Like, no, you were not exonerated.
Stephen Ross, I think I'm going to go see him at the Comedy Store this weekend when I'm down in Southern California.
Different one.
He's a great comedian.
Different one.
He's great. He's had a lot of jokes, a lot of good ones.
All right.
Hey, I'm going to pay you guys $100,000 to lose. Woo.
Coming up after the break. By the way, we're rolling on video right now, so you can watch us during the break as well. We'll come back on video, on air.
You don't think it's a good joke?
It was great. That's why Michael Irvin had his laugh there. Boy, Max Pacioretty had some really interesting things to say now that he's gone from the Knights, and most of it was around the atmosphere being sort of country club-esque, that there wasn't a lot of urgency, there wasn't a lot of fear. He needed to be motivated, he said. He liked playing in Montreal. Vegas wasn't like that. He also took a couple of shots sort of at you, the fans, and us, the media. That's on the way.
It's the Big 5 at 5, brought to you by Battle-Born Injury Lawyers. If you've been injured, call Justin Watkins at Battle-Born Injury Lawyers, 570-9000.
Are you ready to rock? Come celebrate the Fremont Street Experience's free concert series, Downtown Rocks, Saturday, August 13th. And Saliva. Help turn the volume up one louder as Theory of the Dead Man and Saliva play their top hits. In fabulous downtown Las Vegas, Saturday, August 13th at 8 p.m. For more information, visit vegasexperience.com, where downtown rocks.
I'm Matt Dunstan, local general manager at Les Olson IT. I'm excited to let you know that Les Olson IT is here. We've been providing Sharp systems for nearly 70 years. We are Sharp's largest dealer, with new Sharp copiers in stock, including installation, training, and maintenance. Les Olson IT is your best choice for office technology. Visit lesolson.com today.
The WNBA season is here, and you can check out our Aces watch parties at Parkway Tavern all season long. You'll be able to register to win tickets in the ESPN Fan Zone for upcoming home games. See what new coach Becky Hammond brings to the team. See your favorites on the court. Just make sure you watch the Las Vegas Aces this season. Be all in and register to win tickets in ESPN's Fan Zone, sponsored by Westar Credit Union and Finley Volkswagen Henderson.
Call Panda Law, 702-818-3888.
Hi, attorney Xenophon Peters and Judah Zakalik here from Peters & Associates.
You may know us as the Panda Guys or the Panda Attorneys.
We get that a lot.
Anyhow, we know people in Las Vegas have a ton of choices when they're looking for law firms, and we'd like to take a minute to thank our clients for choosing Panda.
That's right. Thousands of Nevada residents have trusted Peters & Associates to help with their legal problems.
Some of you call for help when you've been in a car accident and got hurt, or because you needed us to save your home from foreclosure.
And a lot of you call because you're struggling with too much debt, living paycheck to paycheck, and you know that there has to be a better way.
So whether you called Panda for debt settlement or bankruptcy,
a loan modification, a short sale, or to stop a foreclosure,
or you called us because you wanted a personal injury attorney who still knows what personal means, thank you.
Thank you, Las Vegas, from all of us at the Panda Law Firm.
Thank you.
Call Panda Law, 702-818-3888.
This is JT for Grimaldi's Pizzeria, coal-fired brick oven pizza, a must-have for anyone craving great pizza. Locations at Boca Park, the Palazzo, South Rainbow, and Green Valley. Learn more at Grimaldi'sPizzeria.com.
Sign up today for a new William Hill Nevada mobile sports account, and you can earn a $50 bonus on top of your original $50 or more deposit using promo code GET50. The William Hill Nevada mobile sports app allows you to bet on the go from any iPhone, iPad, or Android device from anywhere in Nevada. Sign up today, and you'll never miss another bet. With the largest wagering menu, the mobile sports app features live in-play betting on all major sports. For more information and to see participating sign-up locations, visit williamhill.us. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-522-4700.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Running a business gets more complicated every year, so you need a trusted advisor in your corner, especially when it comes to your workers' comp program. Pro Group Management has been helping Nevada's self-insured businesses for over 20 years. Whether your business is retail, trucking, building, agriculture, or auto, our team has the expertise to make sure your coverage meets your needs and at a price that fits your budget. Our award-winning team keeps track of all the important regulatory issues that impact your business. We help with safety, compliance, and inspections, because that's what you should expect from a trusted business partner. Find out how to have Pro Group Management work for you. Visit our website at pgmnv.com to receive a free cost savings analysis now. That's pgmnv.com, or call our Las Vegas office at 702-740-4380. Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
The Evolution Championship Series is coming to the Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay Resort from August 5th through the 7th. See the best players from around the globe in a dazzling exhibition of skill, endurance, and determination in an open bracket competition playing 9 of today's best fighting games. EVO is the fighting game community's flagship event, and this 3-day experience culminates in a fierce battle on Sunday, August 7th, to determine the world champion at the Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay Resort. Get your tickets for EVO at AXS.com.
DQ presents how to experience the new DQ Reese's Take 5 Blizzard with your 5 senses. First, open your eyes and see it all. Reese's peanut butter cups, caramel, peanuts, pretzels. It's beautiful. Then feel it. Oh, it's cold. Next, listen to it. Now, smell it with your nose. Oh, sweet top notes. And finally, taste it. Experience the new Reese's Take 5 Blizzard today. DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com. Delivery subject to availability, additional fees, and minimum order requirements.
O'Reilly! Improve your vehicle's gas mileage and power with Royal Purple Fuel Injector Cleaner at O'Reilly Auto Parts. And right now, buy 1 6-ounce bottle and get one free, plus earn double O Rewards points with your purchase. Save money on gas and boost performance with Royal Purple Fuel Injector Cleaner at O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This sports update is brought to you by Finley Volvo Cars, Las Vegas's fastest growing luxury brand, putting safety first since 1927.
The Las Vegas Aces are currently in action on the road as they are taking on the Washington Mystics. And the Las Vegas Aviators start a 6-game homestand against the Reno Aces. 7:05 tonight, left-handed pitcher Zach Logue on the mound for the Aviators.
Anytime we lose a player to injured reserve, it's a loss. But you have 90 guys on the roster that are all competing. We have depth at that position, and we're going to see how it plays out over the course of training camp. But guys have stepped up, in some of the absences we've had already, and they have opportunities. If somebody goes down with an injury, that certainly presents an opportunity for others, and hopefully some of those guys will take advantage of it.
Now, back to Cofield and Company in the Finley Toyota studio.
First half start is out for the Raiders. It's interesting. Don't pay attention too much to it. There's so many injuries, and then there are situations where guys aren't going to play this weekend. Check that. This Thursday. Hall of Fame game, Hall of Fame weekend. Cliff Branch, Richard Seymour, both former Raiders, are going in. So we have a really interesting story with Max Pacioretty, who's no longer a Vegas Golden Knight. And he was on a podcast the other day and was talking about his experiences in Montreal and in Vegas. And I don't think he's taking shots. It's just his observation that this is a different kind of hockey market.
When I first got there, I was almost like, it was kind of weird that there was no accountability. And I'm not talking about like within the team. I'm talking about like everywhere. You just you couldn't feel pressure coming off of anyone else, from the coach, from the management. And then at the same time, even if you wanted to find out what the media was saying about you, I don't even know how you would even go about that, because it's like, I don't even know where the media would be on Twitter. I don't even know what to search or anything like that. I had an awful game and I come in and everyone's saying hi to me. And I'm like, okay, this is a little weird. Normally, we walk by each other and stare at the carpet. there was a relief when I got there, but then I found myself being like, okay, I gotta kind of like reel this thing in and hold myself to a higher standard and hold
Kick
myself
your own
more.
ass.
Yeah, exactly. Which I had always done my whole life, but maybe I got away from that a little bit when I had everybody else kind of holding me accountable.
So we heard two different things. The biggest thing I heard out of that was that the organization was soft, which I never expected to hear that one. I thought maybe the conversation would be about, and maybe he'll get to it about, hey, within the locker room, there weren't enough hard asses, especially when Reeves was gone. But
he specifically said within the team, it was fine.
He said coach, mentioned coach. So he thought from management, they weren't real hard asses.
He said, I'm saying not within the team, but from other places. And then
he said coach.
I know, but he started that conversation by saying, and right before he said coach, he said, I'm not talking about within the team. I'm talking about from everywhere.
Yeah.
From the
so
coach,
Adam's take on this, and this has always been his take, is that Vegas is a crap hockey market, that the fans aren't hard enough on the nights. And then his media comment, I guess you guys have no impact when you were quadruple staffing the team. You've dropped it down to like 1.5 people now. I didn't even understand what he was talking about there. I guess there's not enough media coverage, basically.
I can translate Max Pacioretty for you. I think that's part of the issue. When everybody kind of hears different things on this,
right?
He is very careful what he says. So there's a couple of points in this podcast. Like he was asked about how he felt about the decision between when they pulled Fleury after making the blunder and put in Leonard, and he stopped and he just goes, I don't even remember how I felt. Like, okay, he doesn't want to offend people. Right. So when he's saying this, he says everywhere. He's saying fans, media, general manager, owner, everyone is just too soft because everybody is so friendly and it's a love fest, which is so different than what he's used to in Montreal, in that it got too comfortable, and that was from everywhere. I don't know how to find the media like that. That's a weird comment.
Well, I think it's more that there's not a lot of media coverage as compared to Montreal.
And there's a lot of fans in the locker room. I mean, that is part of the issue. And it's certainly, part of what it is of, hey, you walk in the locker room and everybody's all happy. That's kind of what comes from having a lot of fans that are, have blogs and that sort of thing that are covering the team.
A lot of these guys haven't played somewhere else, so they don't know really what it's like. And I felt myself personally, it always gets the best out of you when you have either a coach or somebody, or when they're demanding and hold you accountable. And I found myself almost missing that a tiny bit when things went wrong this year. Yeah, I find myself, kind of wanting that accountability now. But when I first got traded, definitely not. I had to kind of take a step back and reel myself in when it came to that.
If I were a Vegas hockey fan, I wouldn't take offense to this because I think it is going to become a hardened market, a much more hardened market. The fans that do show up will be demanding things. And the fans who are softies probably won't go.
Yeah.
Or they'll go a lot less. So the people who are really vested in hockey and really like hockey and have expectations for this team, they're going to hear. The funny thing is, I hear Patches say this. Meanwhile, I thought Marchessault did it every so often where he was like, like kind of reacting to getting booed.
Yeah,
and getting a negative reaction. So which one is it? Are the fans here too soft? Or as Marshy said, like almost like at one point, it seemed like Marchessault was suggesting they're better off playing on the road. The negativity in the building. I'm like, what?
But and also earlier in this podcast, Max Pacioretty said Pete DeBoer is the best coach he's ever played for.
Ooh, okay.
So which I took as a shot clearly at management of the Golden Knights for moving on from DeBoer. So there's a lot of kind of back and forth. There's a lot of interpreting you have to do when you listen to Max Pacioretty talk because he doesn't want to make headlines. He doesn't want to offend. He doesn't want to say exactly what he means all the time. You have to kind of read into what he says.
Cofield and Company will be back in minutes right here on ESPN.